Daddy had a lot of hair then. He's bald now after he was wounded. Get ready,
We're
Louis.
certainly aware of what could happen.
When I was little, I'd see Daddy get on the plane and the plane would fly away. And I thought Dad was in the plane for the whole deployment. I kept looking up at planes in the sky in case he was on one of them.
We have a map where we can keep track of where Dad is, and we have a box where we can put in our school papers and report cards we want him to see. When the box is full, we send it off. He's going to miss our whole school year this year, but we'll send him our papers so he'll know what we're doing. Mom videotapes our school plays too. He's leaving in a few days and he won't be back until next year. Go ahead, Matt.
Dad's work is so secret that we don't know what he does. We don't even ask him about it because we know we're not allowed to know. Mom is the leader of the readiness group, so she gets information and knows more than a lot of people about what's going on. But even she is not allowed to know what Dad does. She says it's sometimes a good thing that she doesn't know everything. She'll hear on the news that we've lost another soldier and they'll give the location. And if she knew Dad was there, she couldn't sleep for days until she heard that he was all right. She gets notified whenever a soldier from the battalion is killed because it's her job to help the families.
We all help with that. We will cook meals and take them over to the family of the fallen soldier, or spend time with the kids so their mother can make phone calls and plan the funeral.
So is that it? Like 4 pages?
No, keep going until it finishes. Matt.
There's a casualty team that helps plan those things too. Mom says the battalion is like one big family and we have to take care of each other. We don't have blood family here. The army moves people around the world. Our nearest blood relative is 13 hours away. You have to rely on your military family. There are 600 soldiers in the battalion, and it's Mom's job to look after all those families. It's a big job, so we can help her out with that.
Sometimes our kids will come, sometimes other kids will come over to our house for the night for a sleepover because their mom needs a night off. And we put together 50 care packages a month to send over to the soldiers. Come on, Louis.
We get it all set up on the living room floor. We send lots of candy, mini footballs. They can catch. Wait. We get it all set up on the living room floor. We send lots of candy, mini footballs, so they could play catch with. Sock puppets, card games, books, and mini magazines. Mom finds things at the dollar store she thinks the soldiers would like, and we send it all off.
I have no idea what the United States is doing in Iraq.
No, it's right there. Oh.
It's your turn now, Louis. You have one line. That's all right.
Well, we're not.
It's in the first story. They don't tell.
They don't
That's
tell
you, Louis.
us.
They don't tell us.
A lot of people say our country is just after the oil. I personally don't believe that's completely true. Iraq does have oil, but we're not over there to steal it. We're simply trying to clean up a mess that's been around for a while. We're trying to liberate the Middle East one area at a time. It may seem like a slow process, but I think we're getting somewhere.
I want to join the military when I grow up. To be like the rest of the family and carry on the tradition. I haven't thought about what job I'd want to do though.
He doesn't really know much about the military. He just wants to be like his dad. Right there.
The army life is all I've ever known. so I might as well stick to something I'm used to. I'd probably go completely insane if I had to stay in one place for too long. The military has the best benefits out of any job, and it's a guaranteed job. No layoffs. Every country needs a military, and the United States is never going to be without one. It comes with risks, but I don't really think I'll want to do another job. And the military is not just one job. It's thousands of jobs working together.
I'm not joining the military. I'm going to be a veterinarian. It wouldn't change my opinion of Dad if he had to kill somebody. One of my middle school teachers was in the military for 22 years, and she said that killing somebody is the last resort of defense. So if you're defending yourself, it's okay.
That's what I think too.
It wouldn't change my opinion of him at all. In the army, even in the infantry, the aim of things is never to kill the subject, but keep it so that they don't attack. If they attack you, then you have the right to attack back. It's not like the army is telling you, aim for the head. They're telling you, aim for the center of mass, which is the body. If the enemy dies, it's because, I don't want to say they deserved it, but it was called for. They attacked you. You simply retaliated to defend your life. And if someone dies in the process of that, it's kind of one of those things that is in a sense out of your hands.
Dad is always a little different when he comes back from deployment because he has to get used to America again. And the sleeping times are different too, so he's really tired.
He's always enjoyed that he's in the States where no one is trying to shoot at him. There's always the 1 hour time period after he first gets off the plane. That's the only time I ever hear him cuss. He never swears around us, except when he just got back from being out in the field for 8 months with a bunch of grunts. He has to make his language family rated again, but that usually takes him only about an hour. Mom does counseling with families, and sometimes there are problems with coming back together after being apart. Sometimes people have nightmares, and sometimes a soldier will come back after a year of making others follow orders, and now he's living again with the wife and kids who don't want to be ordered around. And it's sometimes hard for him to know how to fit in because the family has managed fine without him for a year and a half.
Dad leaves for 6 or 8 months. He comes home for maybe 2 months, then he's off again for another 8 months. We just start to get used to him being around when he leaves again.
We've gotten used to it. He misses most holidays. He misses everyone's birthday, even his own.
But you can't blame anyone for that. That's just a job, and it makes us want to make the most of our time we have together. You have to want to make it work. This is the life my family's always known, but we still have to work at it. Mom has very strict rules. She doesn't allow anyone to raise their voice. We have to be respectful to one another. There are moments when we are not, but we always come back to that. Time is short. When we say goodbye next week, it might really be goodbye.
Yeah, that means that what could happen?
You could die.
They could die. My advice for other Army kids is don't over-dramatize when your parents are going overseas. If you do, you'll just make it harder for yourself because you'll be so worried you could actually make yourself sick. Find someone you can trust if you need to talk to someone, like your mom or your pastor or a friend or a school guidance counselor. Find some way to relieve your stress. You have your own life to live. All right, thank you boys for listening and reading and participating in this book. What did you learn from it?
Not to stress over your dad or somebody going in the military.
All right.
That's left for a year or 8 months.
They leave for a long time, huh? They only come back for 2 months and then go back.
I know.
What kind of a family life do you think that is? Like,
Kind of sad that you don't see your dad that much.
yeah, you don't see your dad. You don't see. In the other story that Max read yesterday was the mom, right? No, it was all 3 of them.
Everybody.
He
All
said
3 parents.
I have 3 parents because my mom and dad divorced and now my mom married again,
Stepdad.
and so I have a stepdad. Yeah, life is tough sometimes, guys. But what kind of benefits do you get in the military for the family, for the children?
Defense.
Yeah, pretty much.
Money.
Yeah, the other family talked about all the money, the swimming pool, the trampoline.
He even
Swimming?
misses holidays.
Yeah,
He misses his own birthday.
and then it depends on who you talk to. Some people say we're there to liberate the Middle East. That's why we're at this war. And other people say, oh, we're there to take their oil. Yes, we're done.
Honey,
10:27.
we will